Hello Virgo, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing and subscribing. I hope you enjoy the insights here. This is a general reading. Please take what works for you. It may also apply to someone you are close to at this time. If you have strong influences in your birth chart associated with another sign, then please feel free to cross-watch to the other videos that I have. I have shuffled the cards and laid them out. I work with the 12 houses of the Zodiac, and the cards that are appearing in each house bring in influences at this time. So for the first house, we have Moon or Soul. This is appearing in your house, which is everything to do with the self, your physical body, your vitality, the way you look, the way you appear to others, what you project to others, your personality, your characteristics, observable characteristics, and yeah. So it's basic. It can also be your personal, self-oriented interests, but it's everything to do with the self, really. So now at this time, with this card appearing in that house, then you may be needing to just follow your gut feelings about things. Your emotion, tap into your emotions and your sensitivity. This is when you're interacting with others, and also as you move forward in the world, as you appear to others in the world, you may be coming across in that way as well. You may be coming across as quite sensitive and emotional, moody even. So just be aware of all of that. Be aware of your moods and don't project them onto others. You may need to spend quiet time alone by yourself, just to reorientate and to just feel a bit better about yourself. You may just be feeling a little bit sensitive right at this time. But also it's a good thing, because you can be tapping into your intuition, which is very useful for you to discern how you want to move forward or how you want to interact with others. And if you are experiencing a few sort of confusing circumstances, or feeling a little bit like things are foggy, that things are not clear, then you can use your intuition to actually home in on what is going to be the right course of action for you to be taking, and how you just want to feel about yourself. And if you're starting on a new physical regime of some sort, you may just need to, as I say, spend a bit of time, quiet time, just assessing what it is you want to do and what you want to achieve, and just go with it. Really, just harness your feelings. You may also be feeling like you need to protect yourself a little bit, or you might be feeling shy or insecure. All of these can come in. You could also be coming across to others as a little bit dreamy. But in any case, the moon is all about female or feminine wisdom as well. So you may be projecting that, or you may be coming across as sort of having deep feminine wisdom, or the deeper feminine is in male and female. So we have that in all of us. So it's almost like harnessing your inner feminine, that feminine wisdom, and using that to assist you as well. This card also can be about being amongst groups of people, like crowds, or sort of being. It can also make you, you can be going through a popular phase, or feeling popular. And you're going to have to just tap into to navigate that, because when you're with lots of people, you get exposed to lots of different emotions and other people's things, what they're doing, what they're projecting, and so you've got to interact with that, and sort of discern where you need to be, who you need to be with, and so on. This could also make you a little bit distracted, as I said, sort of dreamy. The moon card is also about nurturing, so this could be nurturing of yourself, how you're feeling, and just your own emotions, and your own, just how you're feeling in the moment. Then in the second house, you have Leo, I will. Second house is everything to do with your money, your income, your values, your self-worth, what you own, your possessions, and your emotional and material resources, your security, so on, property, real estate. So with the Leo card appearing in that, it's a very positive influence to be having at this time. And you may just have to be sort of, you're either feeling strong about what's happening in your life, or you may just need to bring in a bit of strength and a bit of optimism. You could be in the limelight at this time, and this could be rewards for effort. So you could be getting an increase, like a salary increase or some sort of pay rise, or you could just be receiving abundance of some kind, or just people are noticing you and your talents, what you stand for, and how you conduct yourself. You could be just receiving some sort of reward or some kind of appreciation for who you are and what you're doing. So it's about being noticed as well. It could also be this, if that's not what's happening to you, then it could also just be growth and, sort of growth within your income and managing your income, and just growth over your own particular self-worth, feeling you need to stand up and be counted in this, and you need to feel proud about what you're achieving, and have courage and optimism. Be honorable about your interactions with others. But it's a very optimistic, very sunny, warm influence to be having, and you could be basking in a bit of limelight at this time, just feeling appreciated or just feeling rewarded. The one thing about this, Leos love luxury, and this is kind of your money house, so don't overspend on luxuries or splash out on luxuries, things you don't necessarily need at this time. There's nothing wrong with rewarding yourself, by all means, but just be aware that you don't want to overspend and then have sort of regrets later. Then in the third house you have the earth element, which is bringing instability for you. So the third house is everything to do with communication, all forms of communication, whether it's written, verbal, body language. It can be interacting on social media, making comments, all of that. It's every kind of communication coming from you, and also what you may be receiving from others. It also covers contracts, documentation, that kind of thing. So it's the written word. This card is obviously a very stabilizing card. It's an earthy element, what you're asked to do, or what you may be just feeling right now, is feeling balanced, feeling grounded and centered. And if you're not feeling that, then you need to bring that in. So if you are feeling extremely emotional and just a little bit iffy about things, strive to bring in a bit of stability into your world of communication. The earth element is methodical, it's systematic, it's self-assured, and you need to take your time. You need to be patient as well, but you also need to be responsible. So, if you've got decisions to make, or you're needing to, communicate certain facts, whether it's to do with work or to do with your relations, because this can cover siblings and aunts and uncles and cousins, those sorts of connections, or just the wider public in general. You need to stay grounded, keep your feet on the ground. And if you are being noticed and you're in the limelight, then this comes in very much, because you don't want to be sort of the center of attention and not being able to handle it really. So keep your feet on the ground, sort of stay balanced, and just be responsible about what you say and what you do. And if you've got documents to sign, or things you need to document, or contracts that you need to go through, just work through it systematically. Be methodical, take your time, don't rush. Rushing is not a good thing to be having in this house with the earth element. It's just going to trip you up, really. The other side of it is also you may be asked to sort of initiate a change of some sort. So don't be fearful of change. Avoid stubbornness. If there's something that's coming up and it needs to be addressed, then address it. But don't be fearful. Do your groundwork, so to speak. Look at it, assess everything, and then don't be afraid to move forward. Don't dig your heels in unnecessarily, This third house also covers short trips. This is local trips. And it might be worthwhile going on a few nature breaks, or just going into nature and enjoying the outdoors and getting close to the earth. Gardening is another thing as well. You will get enjoyment out of that. Then in the fourth house, you have the North Node. This is your life's purpose. So what this is doing, it's bringing in a very positive influence, and it's coming into your house of home. So the fourth house is everything to do with your home life. It's also to do with your ethnic identity, what you identify from a roots perspective, your foundation in life. So this is the Destiny card. So you may be meeting soul family. You may be connecting with others who you feel, connected to on a deep level. Maybe they're coming to your home for some reason. Or you could be changing something in your home, and you're meeting others associated with those, whatever they're bringing to do in your home. So it's a very positive card. You may be having a very nice surprise of some kind. You're going to be receiving support. It's expansion, it's opportunities, it's fulfillment. So you're going to be getting something quite enriching from your home life. It could also be using your talents, and this is to do with your life's purpose. So somehow using your talents in your home, whether that's decorating it or working from home. Possibly it's a business that you want to start, which is going to bring additional income, because this does have money elements to it as well. It's like abundance. So you may be able to bring additional finance into your home. There's prosperity attached to this. So it's using your talents, and using your talents to enhance your lifestyle, especially your home, is always going to be good. It's always going to be very good for you, because you're tapping into your gifts which you came into this lifetime with, and you're actually now focusing on them and using them in your environment. So it's a very beneficial thing to be having, because it feels right. It feels comfortable. There's creativity, there's happiness there. So whether you're just doing some sort of art project at home, or you're renovating, perhaps you like to work with your hands at home, it's something to do with that. It's something that you're harnessing your own natural abilities, and you're actually channeling them into your home and making your home your special place, or your place of deep creativity. It's going to, be a lovely thing for you. It's going to make you feel fulfilled. There could also be meaningful change coming into your home. So either, some sort of, perhaps it's structural, perhaps you're redecorating, or you could be changing your home. But in any case, it's a very good thing. It's a good move. It's a good change that you're going to be bringing in, and it's going to be life enhancing, and it's going to, make you feel, as I said, fulfilled. It's going to expand your horizons, as it were. Then in the fifth house, you have Taurus. And again, another very nice card to be having. You've got a lovely array of cards coming in here. And this is, the fifth house is everything to do with your creativity, and how you're using that. It could be just a project or some sort of hobby or interest that you have, but it's creativity, and it's also creativity in, to do with your relationship with your children, because children are ruled by the fifth house. So it's your children, it's your creativity, it's your recreational activities, and this covers all kinds of recreational activities. You're having fun, and getting out and about, and just, sort of really relaxing and enjoying yourself. It covers sports as well. It also covers love affairs. So with Taurus, it's a very sensuous card. It's a very grounded card. It's a very grounded sign, sensuous sign. There's creativity, there's beauty, there's the arts is indicated by this as well. So, your children may be now sort of moving off into some sort of creative or artistic field, whether it's acting or ballet or something like that. Or they could just be becoming a bit more independent as well with Taurus. They could also be just enjoying a relationship with another, and perhaps they're old enough now to be having relationships with others, and you're going to be seeing that, and they're going to be enjoying that, or they're going to be learning about that. Or it could also be a partner coming in, sort of a love affair, probably for yourself, but it could also come in via your children as well. But it could be a Taurian coming in, somebody who's displaying Taurian sort of characteristics. And because you're an earth sign, Taurus is a very balanced, very compatible. And so Taurians, love beauty. They're sensual people. They, like I said, they're very grounded, very methodical people. They enjoy being self-reliant. They like to make money. They like to be, they're very reliable. And they like good food, and they like nurturing, and they like comfort. They like their home comforts. They don't necessarily like a lot of change. In fact, they very seldom change things. They like to keep things the same and build and have nest eggs and things like that. So it's a very grounding influence to have. It could also be that you are being asked to provide that for your children, to provide a lovely, nurturing, calm, supportive environment for them to grow and to move off and to enjoy their activities. It could also be that you're enjoying outdoorsy activities or gardening together, or just some kind of recreational activities which are Taurian, and this is usually the beauty and the arts. So this is concerts and ballet productions and written sort of productions, poetry, all those kinds of lovely artistic activities. So you may be enjoying it with your children, or you're doing it yourself, or you're getting involved somehow. But you may also just be, asked to provide a lovely, supportive and nurturing environment for them, stable, comfortable. And if you're in a love affair, you may be receiving that from your partner, or wanting to provide that for your partner. This also brings in it's a sort of a monetary sign as well. So you may be, if you're working on some creative project, you may be receiving monetary reward or some kind of monetary windfall to do with your creative project. Perhaps it's funding for something that you want to do. So it's a very nice sign, a sign to be having very good influence for any one of those areas. Then in the sixth house, again, another very good card. This is Gemini, I think. This is an air sign. It's ruled by Mercury. So it's all Mercury, which is the mental aspects. So this is coming into your house of work, your house of mastery of your craft or crafts, whatever you do, whatever is your work-related activities. So this is your work projects. It's your workplace, your colleagues even. This house also covers health and diet and pets. So you can adapt that anyway. The Geminis, it's a very curious, quick sign, very mentally active. So gets bored easily, likes lots of stimulation and activities. So you can expect to be, you can expect in your workplace, communication is going to be key. Words are going to be key. So be careful how you use your words, how you communicate with others. You could also be involved in discussions with others. Coming up with ideas, exchange of ideas. It could also be that you are being talked about by others. You could be the object of discussion. Or you could be in talks about something. You may have to talk your way into or out of something. Just avoid gossip and also distractions. So gossip, distractions, and unfinished things. So starting a project and then abandoning it, getting distracted, moving off. So you're going to have to balance the Gemini energy and also use the mental faculty, which is focused attention. So pay attention. Also listen. So you may be required to talk and you may be required to communicate, but the other side of it, to get the most out of that balance, is also to listen. So it's a fast-moving, quick-thinking, multitasking energy. And it's also, as I said, focus. You may also be exposed to different types of technology, which can be anything from cameras to tablets to computers to new gadgets. technology and electronics come in here as well. It's also writing and learning. You may have to learn some new skill, whether it's technology related, and most things are these days, or it could be just learning a new skill when it comes to communication. Maybe it's public relations or some kind of, or media, something to do with that. So there's quite a bit going on, actually, quite a bit going on, lots of juggling and so on. But it's a very light, quick energy. You may also be working with another or other people. Gemini is usually 2, so you could be working with somebody else. You could also have a Gemini type person coming into your work environment, and they exhibit all the characteristics I've just described. So very mental, very quick, sharp wit, very intellectual, and so moving fast, multitasking, and so on. The other aspect is, if when it comes to your health and your diet, with all this activity going on, one of the issues that does come up is nervous energy and nervous depletion. So like nervous conditions, and that comes from just overdoing it, really, too much, not resting. It's nervous energy which eats you up, and it kind of eats away all the minerals in your body, and you become depleted nutritionally as well. So just make sure that you, with all this activity and whatever you're working on, that you are managing your diet and keeping yourself in tip-top shape, because when you do that, then you can tackle all these projects, and you can put in the hours, and you can be there at the cutting edge, heading up new things, learning new things, and so on. But if you're tired and depleted, then it does kind of hamper you there. I think that's all I have to say there. Then in the 7th house, you have Sagittarius IC. So this is a fire sign, and Sagittarians are the social people of the zodiac. They're also known as to be sort of almost like the bachelors and the bachelorettes of the zodiac. They love their freedom. They love their freedom. They're not necessarily keen to commit. In fact, many don't. They prefer to enjoy relationships, sometimes long term, sometimes quick, but they like their freedom. So if you're in a committed relationship with somebody, you may be just required to loosen the reins a little bit, or they may request it, or you may have to request it, or just the two of you decide to enjoy a bit more freedom, to get on and do other things for yourself, other activities, or just spend time with your friends and so on. So it's a social aspect as well. So it just means that it just lightens things up, and it gives you a little bit of freedom to move. It's also about communication as well. So this is communicating in an honest way about your truth, how you feel. But Sagittarians can put their foot in their mouth. Sometimes they just speak, and out comes exactly what they think. So just check that a little bit, so that you don't unnecessarily upset your partner. By all means, speak your honesty, speak your truth, and be honest. But there's ways and means of doing it so that it doesn't rub them up the wrong way and create a problem. So. And if you need to get out into the fresh air, get out somewhere and go out, be outgoing and get away from your home environment, just to have a change of scenery and have a chat and talk about things, then that's a good thing to do. It's about fun. It's about humor. And if you need clarity in a relationship, then Sagittarian, they like to know where they stand. They need to be clear about that. So you may just need to tackle a few issues if you are in a deeper relationship, or you may also be attracting somebody who has Sagittarian qualities. You just might be enjoying that. But this covers all. 7th house covers all relationships. This is one-on-one personal relationships, and it can also be business partnerships. Your one-on-one personal relationships, and it covers all the realms of that. So as I said, you could be attracting a Sagittarian to you, or you could be, just requiring to bring the Sagittarian qualities into your relationship. And in your business, it could also be a very sort of progressive, uplifting partnership. Just fun is a good element there. They like to have a good time. They like to socialize. They like to get out and about. It's also about adventure and exploration. So as I said, be outgoing, go on a little adventure, go and explore somewhere you haven't been locally for a while. Just enjoy a change of scenery, Be open-minded as well. That's another aspect of the Sagittarian temperament. And the only downside of this possibly is don't overdo things, go overboard. Or overspend and be reckless with your finances. So, by all means, have fun, enjoy, and relax, and all of those things. But just keep your eye on the ball when it comes to overspending. Then, in the 8th house, there's lunar eclipse. This is change. Your 8th house is everything to do with a deeper commitment with a significant other. So this is the sharing of emotional and financial resources, the resources that are shared in a joint committed relationship. And this can be also a business partnership. It's also other people's money. So you may be involved with other people's money, whether you manage it or you're an investment broker or whatever. It's also big money. So this covers taxes, investments, insurance, banking and accounting. All of those fall under this house. And it's also the house of sex, death, and rebirth. So with the sex, it's the sexual relationship, the deeper sexual meaning in a committed relationship. And it could also be with death and rebirth. This could be sort of one door closing and another one opening, or just a rebirth of something. So something will fall away and something new will come in. With lunar eclipse and change coming in there, this indicates changes of some sort. It's probably going to happen quite abruptly or be unexpected. It could also be something that has been in the works for some time, but it just hasn't been looked at or hasn't been dealt with. It's kind of been put at the back burner and just forgotten about, and now suddenly it bubbles over unexpectedly. So this could be over a period of 6 weeks, 6 months. So you could be at that period now, or the changes are going to come about and then they're going to unfold over that period. But it's phases of the moon, however you want to look at it. It's phases of the moon. There's feminine issues coming up there, or it could be a mother element. There's lots of connotations with this, but it's cycles of things. So if you're in investments and you're watching the financial markets and so on, that is ruled by the moon. So it's very important to be tracking that when it comes to money, where it's going to go and where to put it and so on. But there is change with how the money is being handled, change with how things are going to progress from now on. It could be some sort of loss, and then out of that a rebirth comes. So it's also could be that something's not clear, something is sort of hidden, or just not in plain sight, and then suddenly it comes to the fore. So this could be a catalyst for a change of some sort. But it could be quite abrupt and quite unexpected, actually. Something comes to notice, And the other aspect of this is that you may have had something that you've wanted to do, or you feel you should do. And this could be joint finances, between you and your partner, something you want to initiate and so on. Rather do it. Get these things out of the way, because if you don't initiate the changes you need to make, you can't just ignore them, because then it's really going to come and change. Things are going to get changed in a big way for you, and it's going to be a little bit unpleasant. So rather, if there are changes that need to be made, don't ignore it. Get stuck in, make the changes, do everything you can to sort things out, because otherwise it will be, the changes will come for you. And it could be that bubbling over of something where just now suddenly it's there and it's in your face and you've got to deal with it, But it's inevitable change in any case, and you will be in a better place It's also, you might just feel a bit disoriented. Once the changes have happened, you might feel a bit disoriented, sort of confused, not quite sure what's happening. But that will, once you start working with the energies, then things will come right. This could also indicate the deepening of a relationship, going to much deeper levels than previously experienced, or it could be a change of course in a relationship as well. And that, as I said, can be with a committed partner or a business partner. With the moon, also old habits get released. So if there's an old habit which is no longer serving any of you, either of you, or even in your business where you manage money, well then it'll probably get, it will probably come to pass that you have to change it, or it will be changed for you. Then in the 9th house, we have the water element. This is sensing. The 9th house deals with everything to do with international travel, anything foreign, so dealing with foreign people of some sort, whether this is online or an import-export kind of a business. It's everything to do with publishing, the law, teaching, and promotional work. So like public relations, promotional work, and further education and study. So this is university education, this is adult education, mature study. This is also the house of religion and belief systems and philosophy. So it's the search for meaning in many ways, actually. So when you've got the water element and sensing in there, this is the time to just let matters flow. Just go with the flow. Feel your way forward. You're going to have to steer the ship. You can't just sit back and relax. You've got to steer the ship, but you've got to follow your gut instincts and just go with the flow. Let things carry you, but be in charge of the wheel. Still be holding the wheel. Yeah. So steer your way forward, and don't hand the wheel over to somebody else. You need to be keeping an eye on what's going on, but just go with the flow. And this also may bring in the arts. This is writing and painting and acting even. That's kind of indicated in this house. So you may be wanting to study that, or take a course in that. It's all indicated here. And you may also just need a bit of privacy and a bit of quiet time to contemplate when it comes to your belief systems, or to what course of study you would like to embark on, or also just if you want to perhaps go on a trip. So this is a trip across water because it's international. So across water, or just it's a long distance travel at any rate, and you may want to go to a place where there is water, whether it's the sea or lakes or rivers, whatever, but the water element is coming in, and that will be very beneficial for you. And just enjoy being close to water and enjoying the water element. It's going to be good for you to do that. So you may just be needing a bit of privacy and a bit of quiet time periodically, just to assess and to contemplate, the deeper meanings of things. But in all other matters related to the 9th house, as I said, it could be a legal issue, or it could be that some kind of publishing project that you're embarking on. It's just let matters flow at this time. Stay at the wheel, but let matters flow. Then in the 10th house, you have Libra eye balance. So this is your 10th house is your career. It's your ambitions. It's authority figures. It's also reputation and your status in the world, and your fame, if that is an aspect for you. So with Libra eye balance in there, it's exactly what it says. You need to be balancing all of those aspects. You may have to link up with a partner to further your career or your way forward. You may have to link up with somebody to actually improve your situation, or just to achieve a certain goal. So it's kind of a mutual support. You may also have to make a decision in some way, and there could be a decision to be made, obviously, about your career, or about a way forward, or a choice that you've got to make. But weigh things up, and assess all your options. Tap into all these other aspects that we've been looking at in your chart. You may also have to negotiate in some way, shape, or form. Librans, that is their forte. They don't like confrontation. They like to look at all the options and come to a middle path if they have to negotiate. But it's also if you're awaiting an outcome on something, it's a balanced and fair outcome would normally come with this kind of card at this time. So it could also be bringing in some sort of legal aspect. So that's the law. It's the arts. If you're thinking from a career point of view, so the law, the arts. It's also beauty and fashion. Hair, dressing, anything to do with that is sort of indicated in this card at this time. Then in the 11th house we have Aquarius. I know. So this house deals with everything to do with your friendships, your networks, and the groups that you are a member of, and also clubs even. So this could be social networks. It really depends on what sort of profession you're in, if you are in a profession, or it could just be actual social networks, clubs and societies that you're a member of. So with Aquarius, I know coming in, this brings in advanced technology. It also brings in visionary ideas and ideals. And this house also covers your own hobbies and interests, and sort of almost like global social reform. So you may be exposing yourself to a wider network where global reform, visionary concepts, advanced technology, people with visionary ideas, this is either influencing you or you are joining those groups, and there are people in there who have these ideas. So there's different ways that you could also be asked to bring that in to your networks, to your clubs, and to your friendships even. You may be going through something with a friendship, and you need to tap in to those aspects. You may have to learn a new technology, or you could be helping somebody close to you, a friend who's now having to master something. So it can come in a great variety of ways, but it's communication as well. The Aquarian energy is free-spirited, unconventional. It's rational, and often there's different ethnicities coming in here, transgender. So you may be meeting a great variety of people. You may be embarking on new friendships which are different to what you've had before. Or you could be making friendships with people who are from a different ethnicity to you, or meeting transgender people. There's lots of ways this can come in, and it's to do with your friendships and your groups and networks and the clubs and associations that you're busy with. And sometimes, this can come from your work, or however you're moving forward in your work environment. So if you're in the arts and fashion and so on, then you could very well be meeting a great variety of people. And this also has got an exotic element. You could be thinking about exotic places or interested in exotic sort of activities and interests. Joining groups associated with that, learning things like that. It's also quite a bohemian energy coming in as well. And as I said, this house does cover social reform as well. So you could be exposed to sort of more advanced ideals and ideas about social reform as well. Then in your 12th house, you have void of course moon. So this is, it says missing. So basically what happens is during this period, it's the moon is kind of just nowhere really. It's gone quiet. You can't see it. It's just not. It's not actually having any effect. Things have gone quiet and dark. So when this is sitting in your 12th house. Now the 12th house is everything to do with seclusion and retreat, withdrawal, solitude and reflection. It's meditation, it's mysticism, it's healing. It's also escapism, and that can be addictions of all kinds. So it's the great unconscious, your unconscious beliefs, your unconscious drives. So it's deep psychological stuff as well. It can also be to do with your experiences in various types of institutions. So this can be like hospitals, government departments, libraries, universities, prisons even. So when this card appears, it basically means don't start anything new right now. So no new course of action. Just stay as you are for now. So that's a week or so, maybe a little bit longer. I'm quite sure you will feel when it's time to, embark on something. If there's something that you perhaps want to, sort of study further or get to know or read about or research, and it's everything to do with, as I said, all those different aspects, the deep unconscious. Perhaps you just want to do some self-reflection, or it could be something that you want to study or you want to learn about a bit more, whether it's healing or mysticism or spiritual life, or as I said, it could be just your experiences in various types of institutions. But it's basically wait, don't take any action at this time, just stay as you are, don't start anything new right now. And you may, if your experiences may produce inconclusive results. So if you are going to a hospital for something, or you're involved there somehow, whatever is undertaken during that visit, it will be inconclusive, or it could be a wrong result or something like that. So it's just you may also just want to feel like you do need to retreat and withdraw a bit and just go quiet and just not interact, spend time in quiet seclusion. Also, it's also about sleep. It's about rest. It's about deep relaxation. Just recover. If you've had some kind of operation, or you've had some really busy period, or you've just been through a period of stress, this is about taking time out to just be, and just rest and recover. So it's all of those aspects, and just to stay quiet and not embark on any new projects or explorations or adventures or anything like that. Just stay quiet and just wait for those energies to pass until it's time to move forward again.